Here I am about to board my 2016 Rebel. You can see there the suspension's really low right now. Air suspension's out. It's been like this for about 5 or 6 months now. Well, FCA has tried to fix it to no avail. So I'm going to set up a camera here just to show everybody what my ride is like. FCA, by the way, has also told me that they're not going to fix it here in Iqaluit because I opted to send the vehicle down south in exchange for a Power Wagon, where they told me there was going to be 2 lines of discounts. One was supposed to be an FP discount, which is similar to an employee discount. And they also said they might be able to pay for some, if not maybe all, of the shipping costs associated with the Ram Rebel and Power Wagon exchange. And I thought this was fantastic. So I got a dealership to order the truck yesterday, and they were able to finally get in touch with the person from FCA. And this particular person, when the dealership that I'm dealing with brought up the FP discount, which is an employee discount, they said that basically the dealership's going to be giving the employee discount code. FCA actually doesn't pay for any of it, and the dealership would actually probably be taking a loss on the vehicle because of the trade-in value of the Rebel. FCA's response was to, well, just give them less for the trade-in. But I currently owe $46,000 on now this truck, and the dealership has offered me $38,500, which was very generous of them. It was on the higher end, and basically to help ease the pain with trading in for the new Power Wagon. But because FCA was expecting them to do an employee discount as well, the dealership would actually end up losing $700 by doing the deal and not making any money whatsoever. The other issue with it is when he asked about the shipping costs and how they were planning to take care of those, the FCA employee said that basically they weren't going to cover the shipping costs, that the employee discount was covering the shipping costs. And that is not what was said on our phone call. And I really want FCA to check those records. I have a feeling that they won't, or they're going to be destroyed or something like that. But she told me, and it was actually her idea, to give me this employee discount, on top of which they might be also able to pay some, if not all, the shipping. She told me there were 2 waves of discounts that was possible. Anyways, after ordering the Power Wagon, apparently FCA is not willing to do any of that. The only way that I can get an employee discount on the truck is if I get less for my trade-in, which basically would still cost me basically another $3,000, on top of which being upside down, because like I said, I do owe $46,000 on it, and the trade-in value right now would be $38,500. So there's a significant difference there. We're talking, $7,500. But the dealership would actually have to go lower in their trade-in value if they were going to make any profit off of the switch at all. Like I said, right now they would be losing $700. They had to pay out of pocket. A small dealership had to pay out of pocket because of warranty work that FCA is failing to work with, and failing to repair. So right now you're kind of getting a taste of my daily driving. Right now, if I check, I'm only going 32 kilometers an hour, and as you can see, I'm bouncing up and down. I'm on pavement right now. There's not even like big bumps in the road. So when I do hit something large, this is a major issue. Just recently too, I've lost my 4-wheel drive in this vehicle because of the CV joints. Basically, or the CV axles, I should say. Whatever now went with a larger truck with solid axles, which has been a good move. I've also found out too that the air ride suspension is not only problematic here in Iqaluit, Nunavut, where the temperatures are significantly colder, but anywhere basically that goes under -20. So basically, if you live in Canada and you have an air ride suspension system, you're probably going to have problems. And the dealership may be able to fix it for you, but I can guarantee you that as soon as it gets cold again, it will be going bad again. I've had my suspension go up and down and be confused. Right now, it's gotten so bad now that because of the bumpiness, when my system went down, it goes into exit entry mode, and when it's in exit entry mode, it's almost like riding on the frame. There's absolutely no suspension whatsoever. And because I've had to drive the vehicle in this condition, I have now lost my airbags in the back. They've ripped. Well, I'm not 100% sure that it happened because of that. It's probably because of the cold weather as well. But you are going to have some issues with air ride suspension if you are living in colder climates. I can guarantee you that FCA has been nothing but backpedaling on everything they've said. I've had things promised to me. I was told, at first I brought it to a mechanic here in Iqaluit that diagnosed my problem and let FCA know about it, and we were working through that. And once it came through, whatever, then the person at FCA told me that this particular mechanic wasn't authorized as an FCA warranty repair place. So I had to pick from one of the other two places that were here in town. So I chose one of them, and of course I had to pay for diagnostics a second time. So I had diagnostics done at this other place, and now I'm having to pay for diagnostics at the second place, which FCA told me that they were going to pay for it. But after the diagnostics were done at the second place, and the second place told FCA to swap out my suspension, so they basically told FCA that this suspension is not going to work up here. You need to you need to replace the suspension system for one that's actually going to work. So they suggested doing a swap out for a traditional suspension. They told them to get a quote on it, but later that day they phoned them back and told them that that was a no-go. They couldn't do that, that it would void the warranty. So the solution that I thought was a fantastic solution and would allow me to keep my truck, apparently FCA said no on that. Funny enough though, after they got that information from that particular garage, FCA then told me I had to go back to the previous garage and get them to diagnose it again. At this point, I'm like, what? You told me they weren't an authorized FCA warranty dealer or like garage, and now magically, after you get a response from another garage that you don't like, you're now sending me back to the garage that you said wasn't qualified to begin with? Furthermore, I found out in that same phone conversation that they actually said they never promised to pay me for the diagnostics that I had done at this other garage. So not only did I go to a second garage and have second diagnostics done out of my own pocket, which they said they were going to reimburse, and then be sent back to the garage I was at originally, but they also then reneged on their offer to pay for those diagnostics because they were sending me to a different garage. This has been ridiculous dealing with this. The dealership that I bought the Rebel from hasn't been help. They have ignored my phone calls, emails. I've left messages at the front desk. I only got a call back from the salesperson I was dealing with after I left a message with their sales manager, at which point they told me that they couldn't order my Power Wagon anymore. So yes, I was considering doing the trade of the Rebel with the Power Wagon, with the discounts that FCA said, and so they avoided my calls and my emails and everything like that for a solid month. And then finally, when they do get back to me, they tell me that they can't that they can't order it, and I'm going to have to order off the lot, basically. I thought this was a little funny, but I said, sure, well, these are the things I can live without in the Power Wagon, and these are the things that are non-negotiables. So I kind of left it at that. Then I spoke to a dealership from my home province who's an active member in the Jeep community, and I have a Jeep Rubicon back in Newfoundland, which I love. And basically, when I asked him this question, if he could still order a Power Wagon, he looked it up and he was like, yeah, I ordered one 3 days ago, and he clicked in his computer and he was like, I can still order one now. And this is the dealership that ordered me a Power Wagon yesterday. Again, we were going on the presumption that FCA was going to keep their word with the employee discount, but also with the shipping costs being covered. If not, if not all of the shipping costs, some of them. That was the exact quote. And again, I would love to hear those voice recorded, because they say that their phone calls are recorded. But apparently the person I've been speaking to says that we can't even listen to those until the case is closed, which I think is a little ridiculous, but whatever. I can see this being a major problem. I know there's been another person here in town who's been dealing with a major issue as well, with a recall, and basically their $20,000 vehicle became a brick when they had issues with their transmission, and they weren't able to operate the vehicle safely without worry that the vehicle would just slip out of gear at random. Anyways, my advice to everybody out there is, if you're going to live in Nunavut, Northwest Territories, anywhere north, do not buy an FCA product. They have terrible warranty. They make you pay for the diagnostics. They make you pay for the shipping of your parts. The only thing that's covered are your parts and a portion of the labor. Ford warranty is far better. I don't own a Ford myself. My friend owns a Ford, and he has not had to pay a cent for any of his repairs. He gets his diagnostics done for free, his parts are free, his shipping is free. He's not had to pay for a single thing. All the labor costs are free. So my advice to Nunavut is to buy a Ford, and if you do buy an FCA product for up here in Nunavut, absolutely 100% do not ever, under any circumstance, buy the extended warranty. That was my mistake. $3,800 for a 7-year warranty, which I have not used yet. FCA has not paid 1 cent into this Rebel. I have paid out more money in this vehicle trying to get it diagnosed. FCA has not put 1 penny into it. And their solutions for solving this problem with the vehicle switch is to make a dealership pay out of pocket $700 to help solve this problem. They have not paid 1 single cent to this problem thus far. So there you go. Don't buy an FCA product if you're in Nunavut, and if you do, definitely do not 100% buy an extended warranty. It is garbage, along with the product. Do not buy air ride suspension either. Another bad decision. Thank you.